When he was at Wisconsin, Coach, was there ever any talk of Russell maybe trying to be a three-sport athlete? I know by that point he'd been playing pro baseball, so he didn't have any ability to play for the Badgers in baseball. Could he have played basketball then? Is he a three-sport athlete?
You know what? I've never seen him play basketball, but he claims he was pretty good.
Yeah, see, Coach wouldn't let him play baseball, probably. He was the athletic director.
That was, and Barry Alvarez joining us now here, Brock and Danny on 710 ESPN Seattle. John and Tracy Schneider also here with us. And Barry, what can you tell me about the way that John Schneider in general coaches and scouts at Wisconsin? When he's come to scout your players there, what kind of fine-tooth comb would he take to your players?
Well, I think it's obvious the key in that business is being able to determine talent, and that doesn't make any difference whether you're an All-American or what your press clippings say. I think they do a great job, or he does a great job of truly evaluating the players and understanding which ones fit the Seahawks program the best, and I'm sure that Ron Wolf had a lot to do with that training, but just does a tremendous job of evaluating and visualizing an individual to make that jump to the next level.
Well, and I want to know what the deal is. When I was playing, there was like something in your contract that you couldn't go do all these other sports. Russell's down, playing baseball. Now he wants to go and practice with the Wisconsin basketball team. What's going on with these guys now?
I think Russell just likes to stay active.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, a little too active for my life.
Yeah, and all these other sports.
I wish you could see John's face. It's
kind
of like he's smiling.
Coach, I actually thought this was an April Fool's joke. I apologize.
Is that why you're looking at me with that stupid look on your face? I'm like,
April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Last week Russell was on the set for the Entourage movie.
Oh, I know. He's all over the place.
You're okay with that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
the acting's okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just the dunking and the home run derbies and.
Wisconsin's Barry Alvarez with us. And, Coach, I want to thank you very much for taking the time. Best of luck to your school. Bo Ryan and the Wisconsin Badgers will be playing Kentucky. Russell Wilson will be there taking part in a practice one day before there. Coach, thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll be rooting you on, Coach. Thank you.
Go Badgers.
Okay, thanks, John.
All right, take
Good
care.
Luck.
Yeah, you could twist an ankle going up trying to dunk. And every football player, I know this, every NFL player thinks that he's a hooper.
Oh, yeah.
He's a basketball guy. You ask anybody, who's the best guy in the basketball player in the locker room? Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
It could be Brandon Mebane. It could be Red Bryant. It doesn't matter who it is.
Sure.
And Russell Wilson thinks he's going to go out there and slam dunk and practice with the Wisconsin basketball team.
No, I talked to Russell's guy this morning. He's just going to go speak to the team and hang out with them and, maybe, pass the ball around a little bit.
He's got more jerseys than anybody. You see him in a Texas Ranger jersey. Now it's going to be a Wisconsin jersey.
Yeah, he's throwing out the first pitch, I guess, on Thursday night or something like that.
For the Tuesday night for the Mariners home opener, I believe he'll be there.
He is
ankle doing that.
I think there's several of him.
He's cloned. In 2004, the Seattle Seahawks at training camp.
Sounds like you don't have very much control over him at all. I'm worried about this.
That was really Barry Alvarez franchise.
Yeah, it
really was.
I thought you guys were completely playing a joke on me right there.
So wait, you did not know that he was going to do the slam dunk contest, or was expecting to?
They want him to, but that's not happening.
There we go. John Schneider's with us here. And I guess part of the job now, I'm forced to ask you about free agency. And we're now through the first couple weeks of it, and the first and second wave are done. You retained some players, re-signed 4 guys, had some players leave, which is kind of the natural part of attrition. How would you evaluate how things have gone?
What I would say is that we're pleased with the way things are going. The way they've gone has been part of the model that we've created over the last I would say year and a half. So we expected some attrition along the way. It's always very hard to make those decisions and move forward, but we're very excited about the young players that we have on this team. We're excited to get the Greg Scruggs back, playing and Thorold Simon and the Super Bowl MVP is a pretty good player. We're really excited about the young core of players that we have. We feel like 2 of our most explosive offensive players barely even played last year, in Christian Michael and Percy. So, just excited about our plan and moving forward. And we have we're blessed enough to have a young, talented team, and we need to be able to plan accordingly in terms of being able to reward those players.
Is the Super Bowl MVP going to be able to start this year? Is he going to get a starting position?
Well, I know this. He's going to be able to compete, sure.
He's going to be competing for a job. Oh, I love that story. I mean, and I want to ask you, first of all, at the Combine, I know that everybody calls it the Underwear Olympics. There's the vertical and all that stuff. And Alex Gibb used to, I don't care how many boxes they can jump over, can he play? But what's one thing that you see there? What one event that you are particularly interested in, even though a lot of them have nothing to do with football? Is there anyone that piques your interest?
That's a great question. I think that obviously the 40 is a big deal. So, but by position, if you're looking at an offensive lineman, they're 10-time. Me personally, I really like the short shuttle, watching guys being able to bend and change direction and just see what their body looks like. Sorry, Trace. Moving around and everything.
I'm used to that.
But I think those are the things that really stand out. Broad jump, you can tell by a guy's explosiveness, and then there's just certain things you can. But it's like doing a game. When you see it live, for me, there's so much going on, and free agency is going on too. So we're up real late at night and meeting with agents and I was gonna say dealing with agents. I didn't mean it like that. But, working with agents.
You have to deal with the media. You don't have to deal with agents.
Yeah,
you work with them.
No, but I think it's like evaluating a game. Then when you're finally able to just kind of sit by yourself and sit down and study the numbers and watch how they moved, that just kind of creates different questions that need to be answered in terms of what happens on the field, because the tape is obviously the most important thing.
We do have another caller in right now. Brock and Danny, Dave Wyman, John Schneider, and Tracy Schneider both with us here. Coach, what's going on?
Hey, well, I hear that the Schneiders are on there and promoting for awareness of autism and the whole movement with Ben's Fund and all that. We're just fired up that they're doing it, but and any kind of time we can help bring attention and focus, John, we want to do that. So I'm glad that we can help. And I just heard from Russell called in. He's so fired up that you're going to okay him to practice with the basketball team.
Yeah.
And also, after he was really frustrated at the fact that you wouldn't let him, take batting practice with the Rangers. But he's jacked that he gets to practice, so he's all fired up about the Badgers.
I thought it wasn't us and them, Pete. I thought it was the two of us. I thought we were in the trust tree with this.
Well, John,
I thought we were partners.
I would always have been for him having batting practice. I thought that was kind of lame that we wouldn't let him hit after he got all the way to the Rangers and he can't even take a couple swings.
See, it's all about competing with this guy. All about competing. Calls into radio shows.
So, Coach, you were okay with it, and Schneider put the kibosh on it, huh?
Well, yeah, and really, I'm fine. John says, I guess I heard he said he's going to let him do the slam dunk contest, which I think that's at least a move in kind of the right direction to let Russell have some fun with this thing.
I was surprised by that because I would think he'd twist an ankle or something like that. But Schneider gave it the okay. I guess it's all right.
Pete, I was fine with it, but Pete was like, he can't dunk; he needs a trampoline. So
I never said that. Russell's listening right now. Hey, John, really, we're hoping that we can help you raise a little awareness, but you just got punked, man. Happy April Fool's. Huh?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. That was Coach Pete Carroll in the punchline. What at one point with Barry Alvarez, you were uncertain. You thought it was a joke and realized that it was, and thought maybe it was no longer a joke.
You kept looking at me. Was I giving it away?
I still don't think it was Barry Alvarez. I think you guys are.
That was Barry Alvarez.
It really was. Okay.
Yeah, the attorneys are working on the other stuff that you called them, John. They're working on it with the league office too, in case you were wondering.
Okay, well I'll see you in about a half hour. Okay.
All right, see you guys.
Thank you very much. That's Coach Pete Carroll. And before we got sidelined, we got waylaid by my awkward attempt to shepherd around the practical joke.
Yeah, that was.
You knew it was coming the whole time. I mean,
I did not.
Yeah, you were looking over the side.
At the first time you thought it was that.
Did he know?
What do you think? Was he fooled?
I'm going to stay out of it.
Okay. All right. By the way, I sometimes will look at offensive guards and think that they're kind of sexy. So don't worry about that. There's nothing threat there.
No,
it's not a threat at all.
It's been 20. What has it been, honey?
25 years. I didn't say sexy. I just said watching them move around.
Yeah. Okay.
Dave was the one
you
that
said
put
something
the
about
sexy
looking
on
at their
guards.
bodies.
Look at
the
that,
way
their
they
body
move.
types.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
John
what he said,
and Tracy Schneider with us here, talking about Ben's Fund. The chance you can get involved, you can donate. Seahawks.com prime time. And one of the things that John had mentioned was a player, Kristen Michael. And there was a story that came out that you had mentioned to me, Tracy, that I thought was pretty endearing.
It's very cool. So I don't know the whole specifics of the story, but there was an 18-year-old girl in Texas who had asked Kristen Michael to go to prom with him. And apparently he said yes. And not only has this girl overcome a lot of physical challenges in her life, but she also has autism. So Kristen is taking